Boblax's autistic fixation on Destiny has completely consumed him to the point where he's legitimately damaged actual relationships with his friends. Why do you think my debate with Destiny stood the test of time, but yours didn't, despite it?
Stood the test? Wait, which debate is he talking about? Which debate with Boblax of mine has stood the test of time?
I have a 600,000 view video owning Destiny on my channel. My Twitter versus audience is not the dumb little commentary community that, by the way, I built with Augie over 3 years.
Oh man, this was like the most important day of this guy's life.
I helped build the community that you're setting my standards to. Destiny's not cool. He's not my friend. I hate him. Tipster I hate is a meme. I hate Destiny. He's evil. He's not my friend. Everyone but you knows this.
Supposedly, this guy's friend emailed me and he killed himself after making this.
So recently I was watching my favorite live streamer, Augie RFC, come back to YouTube, and on that stream, the YouTuber Boblax was caught making several lies, ultimately culminating in the fact that he actually did not have BPD.
Yeah, I lied about having BPD.
We need to start calling people retarded, because when people are actually retarded, it's hard for anybody to take them seriously. I do think that Boblax legitimately has like some kind of learning disability or intellectual disability or whatever. The guy's like actually retarded. But it's harder to feel bad for him since he's so aggressive. Like he weaponizes his retardation in the worst way possible.
Boblax on his Mayo Monkey Black's private account tweeted, "How would Nick react if I made that same tweet, but I replaced Alberto with Destiny?" And it is the imagine if all these freaks were in the same room Alberto meme. Now when Boblax brings up Destiny in this tweet, he's referencing the time that he boosted a false allegation that Destiny the streamer was a file. When he knowingly quote tweeted someone pushing obvious jokes as a legitimate allegation, Boblax used that as an opportunity to dunk on Destiny for platforming Mr. Girl. Now the problem with this is those screenshots are with a girl named Courtney, and Josh knows Courtney, so now he's not just being malicious towards Destiny, he's also kind of fucking over Courtney, which was somebody he's defended previously in the past. Really
Just to be clear, I bullied Courtney into
pathetic behavior. Now, I know I don't give you my opinions in these videos, but I'm actually going to give you my opinion in this video because I desperately need the validation from my audience that I'm not as stupid as everyone around me seems to think I am. I think Boblax knows that he's in the wrong on this one. In fact, that's probably why he apologized and specifically wrote to Nick explaining exactly what his thought process was and why he was wrong. I think it's actually also super hypocritical that he is making this argument when his previous statements are super contradictory to the types of arguments he's defending here in this tweet.
And now he's unironically calling ex-TikToker Papa Gut, who was known for calling out Billy on the platform, a file. Honestly, I don't know if I should be surprised or not at this point, but regardless, it got a lot of people talking about Def Noodles to the point where he's now trending on Twitter.
How'd that get in there? Going back to the Augie RFC stream from yesterday, Nick DeOrio called out Boblax, saying that he oftentimes changes his positions when people slight him. Like he'll go back literal years and start reevaluating takes he either didn't attack or defended at the time, and then retroactively now, because he doesn't like that person, pretends these things were bad. Ironically enough, he actually picked a screenshot from the exact drama that Courtney was involved in, the same person that's in the tweet where Destiny's being accused of being a pedophile.
It started on a late-night Augie kick stream back in early April. Augie asked me why people in his community were mad at me. I specifically started talking about a certain prominent e-girl named Courtney, who was not very happy with me. Content creator Boblax then joked that she might have skeletons in her closet. I played along with this non-serious joke and said that there might be screenshots of DMs of her saying bad words. Courtney or whatever, they're just like seething.
Air it out. I want to hear you talk negative about
I bet Courtney has a lot of skeletons in her closet.
True.
There might be screenshots of DMs, who knows, but
Screenshots of...
Not only was Boblax very aware of the Courtney drama with Michael Alberto, he was there the day the drama started and played an integral point in beginning it. There is no way that he did not know who Courtney was.
Augie, I think you should moderate more actively.
Literally shut the fuck up. Holy shit. Holy shit. Let me finish the sentence.
Alright,
Oh my god.
Boblax, explain.
So I think he should probably stop explaining things, Augie, and maybe he should just read his tweets. So despite Boblax really being mad that Mr. Girl made comments about his sister, the reality of the situation is that Boblax's autistic fixation on Destiny has completely consumed him to the point where he's legitimately damaged actual relationships with his friends. Boblax genuinely believes that he and Destiny are enemies locked in a forever war, despite Steven...
Wait, hold on. Wait, how much does he talk about me? I'm not comparing myself to Destiny or saying his content is invaluable. I'm shitting on American politics for getting so bad that relying on streamers has become an option that is seriously being considered.
So despite Boblax...
Remember a year or two ago when everyone was praising this guy as a misunderstood intellectual thinker just because Destiny talked with him on a live stream frequently? LOL.
Really being mad that Mr. Girl made comments about his sister, the reality of the situation is that Boblax's autistic fixation on Destiny has completely consumed him to the point where he's legitimately...
It's pretty impressive how uninflated Destiny's ego is, considering how many people act like he's the most important person online.
damaged actual relationships with his friends. Boblax...
I did f up and kept trying to roast Destiny after my bad tweet. I want to let you know that I'm not trying to be unfair to him. I'm just going nutto a bit, lol. I'm going to be taking a small step back from being super active online for a bit. Just wanted to let you know that I'm going to let myself turn into a lol cow or become another casualty in the list of commentary friends lost. And feel free to DM me if you think I tweet something bad.
Genuinely believes that he and Destiny are enemies locked in a forever war, despite Steven, on most days, probably not remembering that Boblax even exists.
Pulled a king of nothing because something else in my life recently happened that got me f***ed up. I just shouldn't have been on Twitter tweeting.
When Boblax doesn't like you, he will maliciously attack you and try to endlessly justify it as some sort of misunderstanding.
Yes.
But does that give you the right to push a tweet with, again, someone we know? I know Courtney, you know Courtney, we defended Courtney with Alberto last year. Do you think it's fair to like take a tweet like that completely out of context to paint somebody as a pedophile because you have a grudge against them?
So I saw like in the tweet you see like Destiny's messages and
Yeah.
like the joke he was making. I knew he wasn't being a pedo, but he was making a pedo joke.
So you
And I was
retweeted
like-
someone who's calling him a pedophile, and you're like, oh, he's clearly joking about this. But it's valuable to my argument right now, so I'm going to make a comment about it. The nature of that was calling him a pedophile. There's not really another way to splice it.
Yeah, I know. So
this is one single example of a pattern of behavior that this little rat exhibits because of his downright malicious nature and raging insecurity. Look at this little freak. Look at me, mayonnaise. It's adorable. How could somebody like this be an egomaniac? Come on. I need you to listen and think about what I said and make a real apology. Not public, no optics, just you talking to me. I think you owe me that if you even respect me just a little bit. Video
Jesus
form, written
Christ.
form, whatever. I understand this was a mistake on your part. You had no malicious intent, but I think it's a big up. I don't know if I'm being sensitive, but yeah, I'm always worried about being too whiny or bitchy, which is why I let retards like Kane step on me for so many years with zero respect. And now I see you're doing the same shit with Destiny, letting him step all over you, trying to correct the record when he called you a big fat retard on his stream over fucking Boogie 2988 DMs. Pathetic is what I think it is. I don't know, man. Maybe it's harsh, but I think you're a talented, smart, loving dude, but sometimes you're dense as Why do you think my debate with Destiny stood the test of time, but yours didn't, despite it
Stood the wait, which debate is he talking about? Which debate with Bo Blacks of mine has stood the test of time? What?
being the same topic? You're not smarter than me, Nick. We're just smart in different ways. You need to hold me to the same respect level you have for yourself, or I don't want to be your close online friend slash...
The Invader V debate? 4 years ago.
co-worker anymore. Sorry, I love you, bro, I really do. But this is how I felt about you for a year now. Sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I just assumed maybe one day you'd magically respect me and not act like I'm dumb. And Destiny is so smart in comparison to me. I don't know politics, but I know how to be a smart laughing about dead innocent corpses outside of a public protest and make a big tee-hee joke like someone's dad didn't just die. I don't give a about optics at that point. Destiny's a freak, and I never want to be as intellectual as him. He is a sex pest freak that needs to shut the up and stick to his lane, debating Boogie 2988 fat on his cancer. Destiny is too retarded for civil political discourse. He's too content-brained. Making good, funny political streams does not equate to smart, Nick. A hole exists outside the screen. There's a theocracy process, and it's not decided by Twitter likes. You have zero respect for my opinion or intelligence. Half the community knows this is what I think of Destiny, but you don't. Then get surprised when I take a jab at him on Twitter. Destiny openly calls me retarded on streams. We have been online enemies for years, and you're too self-absorbed to see that he memeing on Destiny is like me memeing on Anissa Jomha. My audience has been aware of this for years. I have a 600,000 view video owning Destiny on my channel. My Twitterverse's audience is not the dumb little commentary community that, by the way, I built with Augie over 3 years.
Oh man, this was like the most important day of this guy's life.
I helped build the community that you're setting my standards to. Destiny's not cool. He's not my friend. I hate him. Tipster I hate is a meme. I hate Destiny. He's evil. He's not my friend. Everyone but you knows this. Literally, like 20 YouTubers know my behind it and the scenes opinions of him. I didn't need your snarky optics check. DM me next time. Zero respect. I'm asking for the bare minimum, dude. Bare minimum. Share this CM convo anywhere. I don't care. It's juicy content. You asshole. Apologize for real, or we're not friends. Bye. Hey, dude. Are you good? I was putting RGB on my refrigerator. You're sending like a lot of messages.
Okay. Are you good? You were kind of restarted in that debate. I stand by every single thing I said in that debate, and I think it is true. She might have come off as a bitchy for saying it, but yeah, if you're watching a streamer for 5 hours a day and you don't have $5 to sub, get a job. If you don't want to sub, then don't. Fuck it. It's free content, homie. Stolen Wi-Fi, stolen laptop, stolen everything. If you don't want to sub, you don't have to, but don't be like, I can't afford it. Homie, why are you watching streams for 8 hours a day then? What's going on, man? Friend killed self shortly after making Am I the Asshole Reddit post. Hey, I'd like to get your opinion on whether or not my now deceased friend overstepped a boundary, or if this was an unreasonable boundary that was not communicated to him. This is his Reddit post made 9 days ago. I admit that it's possible that my friend didn't admit every fact in his post, but it was stated in his post. If what was stated in his post was true, do you think that it's possible he was a creeper/stalker? Oh, jeez. How do I access deleted Reddit posts? There's a way to do this. Okay. I started seeing someone, and we were really hitting it off, or so I thought. We have similar... Okay, so this is an Am I the Asshole post. Supposedly, this guy's friend emailed me, and he killed himself after making this. I don't know... He didn't link a news article or anything, so... Why is the burden on me? I said, you don't need an expert. Just look up the info instead of asking Destiny for advice on anything. Destiny's only an expert in streaming and yapping. Then why even watch a stream ever? Just go Google a bunch of stuff and look it up. Don't watch me for anything. Okay. All right. Am I the asshole for using someone's apartment code to drop flowers at their door? Oof. Uh-oh. Good luck. Oh, wait. He posted on multiple threads. This one is still up. Am I the asshole for using someone's apartment code to drop flowers off at their door? I, a 35-year-old male, started seeing someone, and we were really hitting it off, or so I thought. We have similar professional backgrounds, congruent political and social views, shared ADHD, and interests in movies and television. Our temperaments, life goals, and general life perspectives were very much in line with each other, and I was very excited to finally meet someone with whom I felt a strong and genuine connection. We had been on 2 back-to-back dates that went late into the night and got PG-13 physical, but nothing beyond some kissing and touching. On our second date, she invited me up to her apartment for a drink before going out and provided me with the code to her apartment building, not the unit itself, to let myself in and up to her unit. The next day, she was away in another city seeing some family, so I purchased some nice orchids and a card. I wrote something like, I know this might seem excessive for a second date, but I couldn't stop thinking about you. I hope we can get together again soon. P.S. I picked the card because it's your favorite color, green. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot for 2 dates. Ooh. I entered her building during the day and dropped the orchids and card off at her apartment door and left. She has a Ring doorbell, which must have alerted her to my presence. Ooh, but I started to get nervous when I did not hear from her for the remainder of that day. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me write down some. Let's write down some red flags. We have bought flowers after a second date, dropped them off immediately the day after, wrote in the note acknowledging that it might be too much, did it anyway, entered apartment building with code, got nervous when no response was received that night. Okay. She wrote, sorry for the late response. Ooh. I've been running around all day. Plans haven't changed regarding her intention to date someone else that night whom she had met earlier in the week. She had even offered to call that date off, but I left that up to her and encouraged her to see it through, since I don't maintain control over anyone's body or choices. Thank you for the... Oh, no. Oh, shit. I see everything. Hold on. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Thank you for the orchid and card. That's very sweet, and I really appreciate it. However, coming to my building and letting yourself into my building without my knowledge after knowing me 4 days is definitely a boundary. Ooh, it's been 4 days. Oh, I thought they were at least chatting a bit first. Ooh. It's definitely a boundary I'm not happy you crossed. It made me feel unsafe, which I can't imagine was your intention, but that is way too much for me where I'm at. As I've mentioned, I'm dating with intention, but that doesn't mean after knowing someone for 4 days, I'm comfortable with that person essentially coming to my home unannounced. Oh, man. And she's making the classic female mistake. When you're a woman and a guy makes you uncomfortable, you always ghost. Don't ever, 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 ever give an explanation. Men will gaslight the out of. They gaslight the out of themselves. They gaslight other men, and they gaslight women into believing that ghosting is mean and bad, and that you should always give a reason for why you don't want to see a guy again. But the reality is, men will never accept these reasons, and they will always debate you on them, and they'll always argue on them, and then they'll try to find you and kill you. Okay, just ghost. It's not worth it. I apologize sincerely and acknowledge that I probably shouldn't have done that, but I asked if she could find it in her heart to forgive me and give me a second chance. Yeah. She responded with, it does feel a bit like a pick-me, knowing I was going on a date with someone else tonight. Wait, how is this a pick-me? Or is she using it differently? Does that have a different normie definition? It does feel a bit like a pick-me, knowing I was going on a date with someone else tonight, and you knew I was gone last night and didn't actually know if I'd bring him home and if he'd see it like if you'd see it when I did. I only feel that way because you also asked me to let you know if my plans changed. Again, it feels like you thought they would from that. I'm really not trying to come off as harsh or mean. You're a nice guy from what I can tell. I don't think we're on the same page, and I'm not sure if I feel safe and trust your judgment. Needless to say, I was somewhat crushed and heartbroken. I noted that it wasn't a trick, and it was a gesture of interest and affection. She blocked me on everything, including LinkedIn. Jesus. Am I the asshole for doing this? I've really started to question my own integrity and how people see me in the future. My friends all thought the gesture was sweet, but I can understand how someone might not take it that way, so I'm trying to be objective and reasonable. Oof, and this is why the worst types of friends are the ones that always just gas you up and they never actually call you out on any actions and they just let you do whatever. Okay, real quick. Huge issues. Okay. Even if you do really like somebody, you have to appropriately adjust how much you show you like them based on the progression of how long you've known each other. Buying gifts for somebody after knowing them for 4 days or going on 2 dates, like I think a small gift can be cute, especially if you're seeing them on another date. So let's say that you really know that she likes orchids, maybe buying one or something and then like having it for a third date, that would be like a cute gesture or something. But dropping flowers off at somebody's apartment is a lot. That's a lot for only having been on 2 dates. Please read Dono. You calling Kim Iris in a plant was base as fuck. You deserve this donation. Wish I could do more. Please give me more content like that, my king. Wow, thanks. Also, the fact that he dropped those off like the day after is that's a really quick turnaround. That makes him seem a little bit obsessive. Destiny, it was $25 worth of flowers. That's not that bad. Buying like multiple flowers and then dropping them off at somebody's door, I'm not arguing with you here. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you that most people are going to see that as a lot. Most people are going to see that as a lot. If you disagree with me, you can have your personal opinion, but I'm giving you warning for socializing in the future that the vast majority of people are going to see that as a lot, okay? Unless you are both like mutually fucking obsessed with each other. Super curious, why did the girl let him up after 1 date and give him the buzz coat? She must have been super comfortable with him first date, right? That seems like a big thing on her end too. Yeah, I think she kind of fucked up in giving him the code. I don't think that that was appropriate for her to do. However, I don't know if a girl would shit test a guy like this, but it's always good practice. It's always good practice when somebody gives you permission to do something to always ask also like a second and third or fourth time. Like if I was over at somebody's house and let's say I wanted to get a drink from the fridge and I asked the girls like, hey, can I go grab a drink from the fridge? Is that okay? And she says yes. I'm not going to do it the second and third time, assuming I still have that permission. Or if I come over again, like a third or fourth time, I'm not just going to go into their fridge and grab shit. I'll always ask until you're like very comfortable with the person. You're like officially dating, or you've been on like 4 or 5 or 6 dates. You've been like, after you've got permission like 3 or 4 times, then it's like, okay, yeah, go do it. But I might still ask just to be safe or whatever, right? But after like getting a yes one time, you shouldn't take that as a blanket invitation, because there's a bigger thing at play here too. When you tell somebody yes or give somebody the permission to do something one time and then they just do it over and over again without any asking whatsoever, you feel like you're in a very unsafe environment where you can never grant a little bit to test the waters and then recede after or take back something after because the person is now entitled to like a new level of access. So if somebody lets you in your apartment once, the idea that you think you can just come in without saying anything over and over again, that's very, very, very scary. You're sending very bad signals to somebody when you do something like that. Also, the fact that he's literally writing in the note, like, hey, I know this might be too much. Like, that's something that you write when you're doing something that definitely isn't too much. You wouldn't write that into something where you think you're actually doing too much, because if you actually think that you're doing too much, then you definitely shouldn't be doing it. Why would you do that at all? You know? Yeah. Entering the apartment building with no code. The fact also that, the fact that he knew that she was going out on a date that night made it seem like he was checking to see if she brought the guy back, which she said in her texts back. So that's also a huge red flag. Was he actually dropping off? Like if I was the girl, I would think he's not dropping off flowers because he gives a fuck. He's just trying to see if there's actually, otherwise why not just order a delivery service, right? Why not mail them to me? Or have like a flower person, what do you call them? Whatever like why not have them do delivery? So the fact that he knew she had a date, if I was her, I'd be thinking, oh, he's definitely here to test. He's seeing if the guy is here, or he wants the guy to see me. Also, the reason why people don't like simps, okay? The reason why people don't like guys that do a lot of things for them like this isn't because the guy is doing whatever or is simpy. It's because simps do things expecting something in return for it. So the fact that he thought he did a nice thing and then got nervous when there was no response, like he was expecting her to be exuberant with joy. They're like, oh my God, you gave me flowers. He's like, oh, she's not responding favorably. Oh God, what's going on? And then when she DM'd him or texted him and she said, sorry for the late response, it makes it sound like he was sending her text messages afterwards. Like, hey, are you okay? Hey, I did something. Hey, but like, that's what, yeah, it makes him come off as like very, very, very clingy, very, very, very needy. And also like, I just did something that might have made you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I need you to give me reassurance right now that I did an okay thing. And then I need you to give me like positive reinforcement for it. It's like, whoa, bro, what the fuck? Yeah. This is all of this, in my opinion, is, I would say, would I tell a girl to never see a guy again if he did this? I don't know if this would be enough for me to say, don't ever see him again. But I mean, I would definitely say, keep your eyes open, like more shit testing, figure out what the fuck is going on. Yeah, this would make me very uncomfortable, especially if the guy is 35 years old. But I also probably would have roasted the fuck out of my female friend saying, why the fuck would you give this guy your apartment code? Are you fucking retarded? What are the comments are probably all going to roast the fuck out of him, I'm guessing. Can you see is there a place where you can, wait, where was the deleted? This only had 7 responses. This said 350, okay. The fact that you've checked her on every platform, including LinkedIn, kind of validates the stalker vibe. It was nice of her to give a gentle and clear explanation of her perspective so you can learn from it with the next person. Fucking yikes, way too much, too fast, especially knowing she's also dating other people. She gave you that code, so if you showed up for another date, she wouldn't have to come down to let you in, not so you could just stop by whenever you felt like. Yeah. Would you advise girls in such a position to test the guy, or are you against recommending doing games? No, you should always be testing people to see if they're insane or not. Because if you don't test, then you're just going to wait and find out until they're ready to rape you, if they're going to be a fucking rapist or not, or if they're going to be crazy or insane. Yeah, of course. Surely just having a conversation with him about boundaries could have helped a lot, right? Some people are just super social autistic when it comes to things like this. Yeah, but especially if the guy is 35, you don't want to be the training wheels for some dude to figure out, like, what's appropriate. Because also, you don't know if these boundary violations are done in good faith, or if the guy's just incredibly selfish and he's trying to do whatever he can to get something out of you, right? It's just not, at this age, like if these are like 16, 17 or whatever, or 18, 19 maybe or whatever, then... Now I'm wondering if door code means code to the building or code to the apartment. It means code to the apartment, or I'm sorry, it's code to the building is what it sounds like she gave him. Code to the building, not to the apartment. You've said in the past that you hate shit tests / playing games. What's in between rape test versus other things? I mean, there are like, when I say playing games, there are some, it's a different thing. I'm trying to think. Somebody doing things to gauge whether or not they like you or they feel like you're safe is different than somebody who's just like fucking with you to fuck with you. Those are like different things, right? Like when I say playing games, I don't mean like testing somebody for safety. I mean when somebody like is lying to you or stringing you along or doing bullshit like that to fuck with you. There's a different thing than I think. Like when I say playing games, I don't just mean like figuring out if somebody is a safe person to be around or not. Do you feel worse after being ghosted or blocked out of nowhere? I feel like being blocked is so much more poignant, but being ghosted leaves too much up for interpretation, which might mindfuck you worse than being blocked outright. I just assume, I always interpret lack of interest in the worst way possible. And then that's, yeah. Would you say someone testing by basically agreeing until the last step where they say no once you're both naked in the bed retarded? I mean, it feels like if you're the woman, you're exposing yourself to a lot of risk there. But I don't think saying no at any point in an interaction, if you're a woman, to see how safe things are. CrowdStrike up 7%? What the fuck? Oh my God. I don't know if I would ever say that's retarded, no. Why do people get mind-fucked over women they have only known for days? Surely same people could walk away from the situation fairly easily. Well, probably because he probably hasn't talked to another woman for a long time. And when you haven't for a long time, then yeah, just one bad interaction might super mind-fuck you. Do you feel like your debate last night was super clean? It seemed very concise, straightforward dunking. Was she just actually retarded? Maybe. I think I'm going to go a little bit harder on like, do you even understand what this thing is? I think I'm just going to start, because I have a lot of knowledge about things now, and I think I'd let too many people get away with just being retarded. So I think I'm going to start quizzing people more. It comes off as very, very, very aggressive, but like, bro, come on. If you're going to make statements like, the Fed is being political, okay, well, what the fuck does the Fed even do? I don't know. Well, then how can you even make that fucking statement? It's not easy being 35 and what they experience, to not be an autistic, socially stunted failure who creeps out women. It feels bad, man. Also, being green doesn't help. Yeah, sure. It sucks. It definitely sucks from the guy's perspective, of course. But then it sucks from the woman's perspective, too, right? It's not her job to train you. Because if the guy fucks up, he's alone forever, and that sucks. If the girl fucks up, she's getting, like, her face cut off by some crazy homicidal rapist dude, right? So it sucks. It definitely sucks. But damn, I mean... Do you think that those people who do not have experience at the age of 35 should work on their social boundaries within the context of friendships before they even attempt dating, i.e. being friends with women before trying to date them? Yeah, but there's like a very vicious cycle that starts. I kind of was fighting on this the other day with, I think it was with the critical dipshit. Is it in the cuck tweets? The issue is that once you start to end up in these spaces where they're heavily male dominated and you have no interactions with women, the spaces themselves start to become more misogynistic, so you further reduce the chances of you ever being able to interact with a woman, right? Like, this is so crazy and stupid to me, okay? People like you make it literally impossible for men to have any spaces, hobbies, clubs, interests, groups, or social spaces of their own. People like you mandated that women must be included in everything they think and do. And now people like you berate them for not having the very things they're prevented from having. People like you are the problem. It's like, bro, I don't think the thing that we need right now are more male exclusive spaces. Like, but that's the issue, is that once you become kind of incelish, I don't want to say incel because it's a loaded term, but like you become part of these like Discord groups where there's like no women at all, and then you get more into these communities. Well, then you start to live a lifestyle and you start to belong to groups that are even more exclusionary towards women. So you never, ever, ever have a chance to have warm spaces where you're just like interacting with women, even on like a friendly level. So you have no experience whatsoever, because now the people that you're a part of who also don't interact with women, like try to make an actual effort, a concerted effort to keep women out. So you're like, fucked. Would you say the same towards women-only spaces? I mean, if women-only spaces have those problems, then I would say the same. I'm not aware of those spaces, but... Isn't Denisha Carter's statement dumb too? If men's mental health mattered to men, they'd be creating safe spaces for themselves and each other, pursuing therapy and creating community. Instead, they perpetuate the very behavior systems that have handicapped them in the first place, refusing to support or create community amongst each other, severely damage the women in their lives who try to care for them, and attack women online for not doing the work for them in replies to tweets like the ones below. I 1,000,000,000% agree with this. The problem is that, I mean, like, the left doesn't talk about men because they hate men and white people, I guess, or whatever. But the problem is all of the communities that are created for men are doing exactly what she's doing. Like, there are not men that go into Red Pill spaces or Andrew Tate spaces or Fresh and Fit spaces and learn how to create community or learn how to engage in healthy friendships or healthy behavior. It's always just like the same hollow bullshit lip service. Is like, oh, just be a lumberjack and go cut wood like a real man, or, you know, be there for your bros while you side hustle grind for your 5 businesses. And it's like, the fuck, what does any of this have to do with fucking anything? Nobody's learning how to be a better person here or a better friend or to build a community. And the communities that they are a part of all just revolve around blaming women and feminism and liberals for all of their fucking problems. Like, what do you even do? You know? Yeah, you're fucked. As soon as you start to fall into this shit, you're super fucked. Yeah.
Entire meeting with the 3 Muslims after all this controversy, and they were just telling him about Islam, and he was just, and like, bro, I was like, bro, like, I called him the next day, and I'm like, bro, like, how you gonna go from, like, you know, this to Islam like that to like, now you're like, oh no, I was like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, like, that looks bad, that would look bad, and he was like, Jadeon, they sent me pictures of my family's house. And like, bro, like, genuinely, like, bro, like, I'm gonna keep it real, man. He got bullied into Islam. He really got I've never seen someone
did.
get bullied into a religion
True.
before. But
Because they all went against him. Remember when he made that one anti-Islam joke on his stream, and then everybody started to attack him? Yeah. And he got freaked the fuck out over that. Destiny, that's only true if the person tries to find women within the spaces that they already exist in. The solution seems like it would be to explore social relationships in unrelated spaces, no? E.g. book clubs, volunteer groups, creator spaces, art classes, etc., etc. Essentially things that aren't built around specific political or social groups by default, but instead are around a common interest that's gender neutral. You can do that, but I would say you should be really, really careful about that. Because I think that people will pick up vibes. If you join a club or if you join a thing just to find women or just to hit on women, you're going to run into even worse problems than using dating apps. Like everybody's going to identify you as like a creepy predatorish person. It's like, oh, this guy joined the club just to get laid or whatever. Like you don't want to be that guy, you know? This Minuteman dude was super nice. It was fun talking to him. I don't know if I'm exposing him, but he sounded like he was a fan. He said he watched my stuff and he appreciated it. He made a community post on his channel about coming to talk to us on Bridges, and oh man, his fans were not happy about that. Is there a way to auto-mute whenever Destiny speaks? Surprisingly, he seems to have a big crossover with Trent's community too, because there's a lot of comments in here about abortion. Most of it was about abortion in Israel. Oh, wow. I wonder if he deleted some. These comments were so much more unhinged later. Or, I'm sorry, earlier. Or maybe they just didn't get as many thumbs up. Oh, wait. Can you organize these by... sort by? No, they already were. Why are these up here? 9 thumbs up, 4 thumbs up, 8 thumbs up. Why are they above like a 324? Doing this with Destiny is crazy. Speaking of Trent, do you ever plan to do philosophy-oriented debates slash conversations again after the election? We'll see what happens after the election. Destiny's a clown. Simple as, it's not hating, it's an observation. True based. Destiny, quite unfortunate. Not a big Destiny guy, but glad to see you taking your knowledge to such a platform. Is anyone a Destiny guy in 2024? I don't think Destiny is a Destiny fan, given all the embarrassment that he's put himself through. He has shown support for eugenics, and his economic takes won't fix anything. Do you think this was supposed to be genocide, and he just said eugenics, or... Don't forget, Destiny defended the Kenosha shooter and advocated for violence, and then led a hate campaign against what was their name? Starts with a C. Caffles? Anyway, Destiny led a hate campaign against them, accusing the individual whose name... Oh, Candace, oh, I have no idea. Whose name I forgot, of coordinating some sort of targeted attack on Destiny to get him banned. I think it's Keffels is what they're referring to. All while unwilling to take a moment to accept that Destiny himself was to blame for getting banned temporarily for advocating for violence while defending the Kenosha shooter, Kyle Rittenhouse. None of this is even connected to anything, but okay. Maybe Kanye, Vosh's girlfriend? I have no idea. Oh, exciting to, oh god, it's Destiny, never mind, LOL. For real, what a disappointment. Destiny sucks, but I guess at least people who follow him can hear something educational for once. I'm not excusing anything he said. Oh, just to add, just to be careful, guys, hold on. I'm not excusing anything Destiny says or does. I've got all the hate for racists and Z-ists. Oof, can't even say it. Yeah, when he supports the police, supports stooping BLM protests, supports lower taxes, supports colonialism, and supports gun rights, he is so left-wing. Frowny face. What a random a group assortment of policies. Okay. Destiny, the guy known for defending his use of the N-word, among other things. Honestly, not the best look. I love that Hassan propaganda. The guy that visits brothels in fucking Europe. Yes, please lecture me about morality more. Not to mention his defense of the Israeli genocide. The FD signifier stuff. Based. Are you for lower taxes? No, I don't know if I've ever said that ever in my entire life. To be fair, you only support lower taxes for yourself, but you want everyone else to be in a progressive tax system. Yeah, that definitely sounds like real things that I've said before, for sure. Why did you accept an invite from Destiny? Dude's a horrible human. Why is he horrible? He debated Norm Finkelstein on the genocide of Palestinians, and a while ago, he lost some friends because he had to defend people saying the N-word or something. True. Remind us, why did you move to Florida from progressive tax California? You understand that I still pay progressive. Do you know what a progressive tax bracket is? It has nothing to do with progressivism, right? I still pay into a federal progressive tax system. The reason why I moved to Florida is because Melina, my ex-wife, wanted to move to Florida. I stay here now because I like the low taxes, but I'm not suggesting that anybody in Florida pay different taxes than what I pay. I'm not saying that other people in Florida should pay taxes that I don't pay. I don't know what you're trying really, really, really hard to link these two things together. Like, you want to pay, you think that people should pay taxes, but yet you still take deductions on your taxes? Like, yeah, you got me, dude. Fuck that. I'm not watching anything with Destiny. Destiny, the insufferable genocide supporter. I would check it out if Destiny wasn't involved. Trust me, you don't want to be on Destiny's radar. Him and his audience are freaks, bro. Destiny, I was an ex-fan, dude. I remember exactly what you used to say. You wanted to move to Florida because you were making way more money and California taxes were too high. You were never a fan. It sounds like you were an anti-fan, and you're still an anti-fan. I never said that ever. Anybody that's watched me knows that the only reason I moved to Florida is because Melina wanted to be in Florida because she liked warm beaches and because she liked the Eastern time zone and because she didn't feel like she fit in well with the crowd in California. That's why we moved to Florida. Anybody that, I'm pretty sure you could probably find us talking about this on stream. Oh, yeah, I also had multiple friends that lived here as well. Because I moved into the same building as Johnny and Mr. Mutin and New Salsa, and Dan lives like 10 minutes away. You better not ignore me after I find the clip. You're going to find a clip of me in the past year saying something about how like, oh, I don't know if I'd move back to California. I like the low taxes here. You're going to find that clip, and then you're going to post it thinking that you've won the debate. But we never moved originally from California because of the lower taxes. That never happened. Can you explain why anti-fans even watch? I don't actually know. That's a good question. Some people just love to hate. Probably like watching reality TV. Like it's just drama, I guess, maybe, and you enjoy it. You definitely said taxes in California were rough. I did say that. I did say that California taxes were rough. The original claim was that I moved from California to Florida because of the taxes. That's not true. Do I think California taxes are high? Yeah. Did I complain about them? Probably. Did I complain about not getting anything from them? Yeah, probably. But I did not move to Florida from California because the taxes were too high. I moved because Melina wanted to be in an Eastern time zone. She wanted to have access to warm beaches, and she wasn't getting along well or didn't like the people in California. Those are the three main reasons we moved. If it wasn't for Melina, I'd probably still live in California, would be my guess. How many years of tax savings will it take to recoup the money you spent moving across the country? How much money do you think it costs to move, my dude? It probably cost me like however much the gas cost. What are you talking about? I remember you saying that all the Melina shit was fake and you were leaving California because of the taxes. Based and true. Love you, dude, but I'm not watching a video with Destiny on it. True. God, fuck, I wish I could find. There was one golden comment here where it was like, it was something like, Destiny's a horrible person. Someone's like, why? And it's like, Destiny said that he would be okay with pedophiles having sex with bodies that were grown without brains. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, wait, actually, I might have screenshotted that comment. Hold on. I thought it was so fucking random. I was like, Jesus. Will you ever move out of Florida? Maybe. Well, right now it's hard because now I've got my studio downstairs and everything, and I don't know if I'd want to leave it. It was this. Why do you guys have such hate boners for Destiny, LeMayo? Both she and the man seem very reasonable and are engaged with Mr. Rossi. It seems like an interesting conversation to me. I don't get the slurs, enlighten me. Just try watching. He said he'd be fine with the idea of pedophiles using mindless child bodies made specifically to be used in that way. I think this is from the Trent debate on abortion, where Trent was like, so you think that conscience is the only thing that matters? What if you created children bodies without brains in them? Do you think pedophiles would be able to And I'm like, yeah, I guess. What a crazy hypothetical. I'll engage in it, though, because I will engage with hypotheticals. I'm not a fucking coward. California has the best roads for the most part, weather, parks, and homeless people from every other red state because they don't freeze to death. Well, they had a lot of homeless people. California absolutely does not have the best roads. I don't know where the well, maybe unless Northern California is significantly different. In LA, that was absolutely not true, that they had the best roads. The best roads, I think, are in, they're in like warmer states, but you don't get a lot of fucking snow and shit. Bro, driving up north on this turnpike in Florida, the turnpike is perfect. Georgia interstates are flawless. Holy fuck. I think Utah and Arizona, I think we're like perfect, but I only drove on the interstates here, like crossing like huge distances. So maybe the local roads are different, but these are like perfect highways. I think through Texas might've been as well. My God, like it was like sandpaper down, perfectly smooth, flawless asphalt. It was beautiful. I was crying with tears. You're driving at night and all the reflectors are super bright and my God.
You ought to have your heads examined. You ought to have your heads examined. And those votes may be necessary for us to win. I say us to win because we're in this together. But who are these people? Who are the 60% that would vote? And I really believe that bad things, very bad things are going to happen. And I'll put it to you very simply and as gently as I can. I wasn't treated properly by the voters who happen to be Jewish. I don't know. Do they know what the hell is happening? If I don't win this election, and the Jewish people would really have a lot to do with that if that happens, because at 40%, that means 60% of the people are voting for the enemy. Honestly, you ought to have your...
Okay. Dusty, with you being rich, what strategies do you use to stay grounded and avoid losing touch? I intentionally lose touch, and then I pretend I haven't, just to trigger the fuck out of chat.
Ah, thank you!
Oh, no.